What's up everybody and welcome back to my fitness channel, and today it is shoulder and tricep day. If you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about working out, nutrition, posing, anything and everything having to do with bodybuilding, and I upload training videos daily. But still make sure to hit that bell icon to stay notified when I do upload new content, because I do upload content around those other subjects randomly throughout the week. And if you guys gain any kind of enjoyment or knowledge from my videos, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out and it only takes you a quick sec. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It is a very small goal of mine to try to reach at least one new subscriber per new video that I put out. So please be my one new subscriber for this video. Thank you so much in advance. Let's jump on right ahead, guys, and let's get right into this workout. So we started off with a reverse pec deck to warm up the rear delts, and after that we're moving on to cross cable pulls. Now, like I've said before in my previous videos, if you haven't seen them before, the rear delts are a very small muscle group, and you have to be very careful the way you train them, because you can think you're training them when you're really not. So as you can see with these, if I were to pull back further, I'd be working my back and not my rear delts. And so what you want to do is, you have to remember, is the rear delt movement is a very short movement. It's just simply separating your arms. It's not pulling them back, but rather separating them from the center of your body. And that's what you want to be thinking about, along with just really focusing in on your rear delt. So after we did those cross cable pulls, we went ahead and did some heavy single arm dumbbell rear delt flies. Now I went ahead and did single arm so that I can really focus on the rear delt that I was working, instead of having to focus on getting the weight up and balance the two weights. So with this, I can hold my body on the rack, balancing it perfectly, and then you just focusing all my focus on the actual rep itself. And as you can see, you just want to separate. I'm not driving my arm back so much as I am separating it from the center of my body. So after we did rear delts, guys, we went ahead and moved over to the lateral machine to hit some medial delts. I've learned to love this machine. I didn't really like it at first, but I learned to love it because I used the drop set method on the last set, and that's what we're going to do here. So you're going to do 2 warm-up sets, and then we're going to do 2 regular sets, and the final set is going to be a drop set to failure. So you're going to go as heavy as you can, hit as many reps as you can, drop the pin to the next one, and do as many as you can all the way to the lightest weight. So after that, we went ahead and made our way to the Smith machine, and we went ahead and did lying dumbbell lateral raises once again. And like I said last week, these are amazing for building that cap on your shoulders. And I learned these from watching videos of Arnold Schwarzenegger training back in the day. He used to do these. Now the key to these is to balance yourself. And as you see my leg moving, it's not to get the weight up, rather just to balance my center of gravity. Because when you go heavier in weight in this, you can almost throw yourself off the bench if you're not careful. So what you want to do is reach all the way underneath the bench, and then pull up all the way until your arm is straight up. But you don't want to go too far back, because like I said, you can actually throw yourself off the bench. And that's why you want to make sure you're using a weight that you can actually control throughout the entire movement, and not just one that you're having to really throw around, because then you're just going to end up throwing yourself off the bench. And it's going to hurt, and 2, everyone's going to notice and see. Alright guys, and so to finish off medial delts, we went ahead and did seated dumbbell shoulder presses. You know, the classic move. I tend to do less shoulder press movements in my workouts and more lateral ones, because I've learned and seen through trial and error that my shoulders respond better to lateral movements than presses. But presses are still important, and they still have their place, because that's what's going to give you that mass. You know, is being able to push that heavy weight, because as much as you can lift in a lateral, you're going to probably be able to press a little bit more. And as you can see here, this is my second set of 8 with 70s. Alright, now that we've hit both rear and medial, we're going to go ahead and hit front delts with Arnold presses. Now I also tend to do less amount of front delt exercises in my workouts because for two reasons. One, you do tend to work them when you do chest day, so it's like you're already hitting them there. You can just hit them lightly on your shoulder day and focus more on your medials and your rear. And two, my front delts are very overpowering to my medial and rear delts, so I'd rather focus more once again on my medial and rear delts and build those up than focus so much on my front delts. And for those of you that are just coming up, don't worry. Even if you just focus on your medial and rear delts, that'll be fine, because like I said, you work your front delts when you do your chest. So if you just do 1 or 2 exercises during your shoulder day, you'll be good. Alright, so after shoulders we did a little bit of triceps. Triceps are somewhat of a weak point for me, and I do want to get my arms bigger. And if you guys didn't know, triceps make up 75% of your arm. So if you want bigger arms, if you guys want those 21-inch arms, do more tricep movements, not more bicep. So we warmed up with skull crushers, and I don't normally warm up with these because it's very hard on your shoulders, or on your elbow joints. But every once in a while I like to mix things up, and that's what I did today. But as you notice, I kept my elbows in tight, and I made the movement very concise and controlled, and I went slightly behind my head. Even though it's called a skull crusher, you don't want to bring it straight down to your forehead. You want to bring it slightly behind your head. Now, after we did skull crushers, we went ahead and moved over to 2 arm dumbbell extensions. The great thing about these is that you can actually go relatively heavy, but at the same time you got to be careful, especially if you don't have a spotter, because you're moving a heavy dumbbell over your head when you're bringing it down and putting it up. Alright, so after the 2 arm dumbbell extension, we went ahead and moved over to the Smith machine to hit some close grip bench press. Now, for this exercise, you're going to have to find your hand position. Some people need it close, some people need it medium. I need it somewhat wide, but you never want to go wide to the point where your elbows are like flaring out and going away from your body. As you can see, I'm keeping my elbows very tight to my body. And for me, I just feel it a lot more in my triceps when my hands are a little more separate than when they're so close together. But I know some people need their hands to be touching for them to feel this in their triceps. But this is a great mass builder for them because you can just push a lot of weight, which isn't normally what you can do with, your triceps, because you're using dumbbells and barbells and all this other stuff. But with the Smith machine, you can really load it up. And to finish off triceps, guys, we went ahead and just hit the dip machine. I absolutely love finishing my triceps with this machine because you really can just squeeze and feel the blood go into them and get that last real good pump right before you leave the gym. But with that being said, guys, that wraps up today's workout. If you did enjoy it, if you learned anything, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date and see more content throughout the week. And whether or not you're a subscriber, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about fitness and working out. I really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.